The Krasnogor 3, commonly known as the K3, is a 60mm film camera manufactured in the Soviet Union between the years 1971 and 1993. The K3 became very popular among beginning filmmakers because of its low price. A quick search to the internet and you can get your hands on one of this for about $500 to $1,000. Now, do I recommend buying them this way? A little bit more on that later. As I said before, this is a 60mm film format camera, so there's a lot to consider knowing that. The most commonly known film formats are 8mm, 60mm, which is what the K3 shoots on, and 35mm, which became standard for motion pictures for a long time. But there is something unique about 60mm. I mean, it is the perfect balance between 8 and 35mm. Immediately you're transported to like this nostalgic look. A lot of TV shows shot on 60mm, such as The Walking Dead, Sex and the City. Those are the only ones I watch. But with the invention of digital cameras, shooting on film became less and less practical due to the benefits of shooting digital. The cost of shooting on film is way more expensive than shooting on digital. For starters, you'll need to buy the film before you go and shoot. The more shots you take, the more film you'll need, and the more money you'll be spending. Whereas in digital, you can technically shoot forever because everyone has an SD card, and if you don't have one, the cost of SD cards are less expensive than shooting on film. Another big benefit of shooting on digital is the ability to review your footage right after you shot it. Whereas in film, you're gonna have to wait to the end of the shoot to then send your film rolls to get developed, then scanned. And this process can take days or weeks, depending on how much film you shot. And you guessed it, this will also cost you more money. Nowadays, most people just have a camera or a phone with a camera and they can just shoot on that. And even if you don't have one, you can just go to the store and buy one, and that will pretty much be as far as your expenses will go. Whereas with film, it's a constant spending. But does it feel like I'm putting all of the cons first, like all at once, and none of the pros? No, but there are many pros. Because it's not as common anymore, that makes it so much special, because it becomes a choice. You had all of the other digital cameras to choose from, but you decided to shoot on film. Maybe it's the way it looks. Maybe it's the workflow, because it forces you to be more selective with your shot. They'll be more planned out, you'll rehearse more, and therefore you have better results. So if after hearing all of that, you're still interested in shooting on film, then this is the right video for you, and I can talk to you about this film camera, the K3.
Finally.
Alright, so first you need to buy some film. Yay! But before you run to get it, there are a few things that you need to keep in mind. Back in the day, before color grading softwares were invented, you would choose the film stock based on the conditions you're going to be shooting in. For example, D for exteriors and T for interiors, as most lights were tungsten. If you're shooting outside, can curse here, patching sunny day, then you should get a film stock like the Kodak 50D. The number 50 will work as your ISO on a digital camera, and the letter D indicates that the white balance is daylight. Now for interiors, 200T and 500T will work best. The darker the scene is, the higher the number you should have in your film stock. Now when it comes to the K3, whichever film stock you end up using, just make sure that it's up to 100 feet, which is, the maximum that the magazine on the K3 can load. So let's say you went ahead and bought the film, and now you have to load it into the camera. So the way that you load it into the camera is in a dark room. Could be your room, but just dark. Okay, it doesn't have to be a professionally dark room, just anywhere where the light doesn't hit. And you're gonna be like,
but Robert, I can even load the film with the light on. How am I gonna do it with the light off?
well, that was my same thought exactly. But you get better at it by practicing and messing up tons of film rolls.
Spending more money.
Super fun. And you're ready to shoot. That wasn't that bad, right? And now the best part is about to happen. You're gonna go and shoot on film and then wait a long time to get developed. I swear I love shooting on film. I love it. I love the tour. If you know, you know. Now, I'm not sponsored by any means, but if you're in the LA area, I personally use Pro 8mm for my film scans. So they actually have packages, which makes everything so much easier. So pretty much you'll buy the film, developing, and the scanning with them. So you go, pick it up, shoot, return it, pretty easy. Now, do you remember the part at the beginning where I mentioned that you could get these cameras for very low, especially on eBay? Well, I don't recommend doing that, and I'm gonna give you all of the reasons why I don't. So when I first started learning and researching about the K3 and I wanted to get my hands on one, I think I bought like 3, maybe 4, not at the same time. I think it was like a year, and they were all bad. Clearly, I don't have those cameras anymore. The seller I recommend buying it from, it's Maxxed. Now, I found Max after watching this YouTuber making a video and recommending him. I was like, well, yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but I've tried all of these cameras on eBay and they all gave me problems. So let's see what the hype is about. And yeah, he wasn't wrong. Max is definitely the way to go because these cameras are very old and they have a lot of mechanical problems. Now, Max is known for his modifications. The K3 was manufactured with an M4 II mount. You'll be like,
What is that?
that's exactly what I thought too. It's a very old and rare camera mount, so you won't find a lot of options for it. The most common lens for this mount is the Meteor 17-69 zoom lens. For most people, that lens is enough, as it covers, a wide range from 17mm to 69mm. But if you're a little bit like me and you want to use different lenses such as Canon Glass or PL, then Max modifications start to make sense. But I'm not an idiot. I didn't want to throw away all of my money without doing some actual research. So I went back to eBay and then I found out that some sellers were claiming that they could offer a front plate with a different mount. So you didn't have to buy the camera with the mount, they can just swap it. But that didn't work. So to further explain this, I reached out to Max through Instagram and this is what he had to say. He said that the K3s were never meant to be a professional movie camera, so they have a lot of room for dimensional errors, meaning there are no general customizations. If you want a different mount, that customization has to be done to that specific camera. There's just no other way around it. Another reason why these modifications are specific to each camera is because once he installs the new front mount, he goes ahead and installs a new frosted glass. This is the only way to accurately focus through the viewfinder of the camera, and it can only be done with a precision machine that Max has in a controlled environment. Max also modifies the viewfinder so you can see the entire full frame of Super 16 or Ultra 16 if you bought those modifications. But that's not even the most important part of why I chose Max. Like I said earlier, these cameras are very old and they do tend to break. And when that happens, I don't think the seller on eBay is gonna give you your money back. Whereas Max gives you the warranty that if the camera breaks or, something's wrong with it, then he'll replace it for you at no extra cost. And you're probably like, okay, Robert, enough, we get it. But how much does it cost? How much more is it? Max offers the following options. Super 16 with the M4 II mount for $1,200, and this kit will include the Meteor 17-69 zoom lens. Ultra 16 with the M4 II mount for also $1,200 and the Meteor 17-69 zoom lens as well. Now, if you like a different mount, he offers a Super 16 Canon mount for $1,400 and a Super 16 PL for $1,400 as well. And that's it. I'm done. That was my whole journey trying to buy a 60mm film camera. If you decide to buy it from Max, I'm gonna leave down below in the description box his Instagram so you can DM him and figure out what's the best customization for you. I hope you find this video really useful. I'm just trying to help people out there and trying to make more videos like this. If you did like it, please leave a like or a comment down below. I'll be happy to respond and I'll see you in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're gonna be, I don't know why I'm looking at that. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're gonna be talking about this not that one.